great clubs still live today. So sit back and enjoy it.
The NFL on CBS. Today's game is a rematch of last season's Super Bowl between the world champion Dallas Cowboys and the Denver Broncos. Sponsored by Light Beer, everything you always wanted in a beer and less. The new Volkswagens, Rabbit, Dasher, and Scirocco. Safeguard Deodorant Soap for great deodorant soap protection and rich, smooth lather. And by the J.C. Penney stores, coast to coast, and the catalog.
Both teams have a lot of pride, and they want to prove they're the best.
Deep for Dallas, Gene Washington and Dennis Thurman. It is Thurman. With some room, and Thurman to about the 28. It doesn't look like a preseason game already.
A lot of pretty good hitting there.
We'll look first then at the Dallas offensive line. It is a veteran group with one exception. At right tackle, number 71 is Andy Frederick. The rest of them started the Super Bowl. Rafferty, Fitzgerald, Scott, and Donovan. The wide receivers all started in last January's Super Bowl. Richards and Drew Pearson wide, Billy Joe Dupree the tight end, and that's the backfield. All veterans. Dallas 1st and 10. Chased by Alzado first. Jay Salvi, by the way, is starting at tight end for Dallas instead of Dupree. Denver defensive line, 3 of them, Sonny.
Barney Chavis, Reuben Carter, and Lyle Alzado. Great quickness, and you saw it on that first play there. Their linebackers, Swenson isn't starting today. He's a little banged up. Rob Nairn is starting in his place. Rizzo, Gradishar, and Tom Jackson.
A lot of quickness there, too.
And they think this is as fine a secondary that is in football. Wright, Foley, Jackson, and Thompson.
2nd and 9 situation for Dallas as Johnson comes in motion. The handoff is to Dorsett. And he won't go far. Lewis Wright, the cornerback, came up and forced the play first, but he got a lot of help in a hurry.
Great quickness on the defensive team of Denver. You saw the lateral movement there, and that's what they get by playing that 34 defense. Last week against Houston, only 5 first downs, and one of those by penalty.
That, I guess, is why they play this defense.
Yes, quickness. They do. Look at this from the ground level here. Dorsett going wide, and you see the reaction, the lateral movement, playing off blocks, being forced outside. Wright forcing Dorsett outside, nowhere to go but out of bounds. The smart way to go.
On 39, the shotgun formation shows itself. Starbuck goes down under Barney Chavis. The flag is also down. A packed house is delirious at the moment.
Oh, boy, did he ever come. They called him the Barnyard. He looked like a barnyard then. They're trying to block him. Motion on Dallas as the sack goes.
They get a big rush from just 3 men.
3 men, little crisscrossing up the middle, and you saw Chavis just split them and defeated the blocks of Andy Frederick.
It is 4th and 20, and look at this crowd. Sellout, 75,000 plus in Denver, Mile High Stadium. Dallas' first offensive series was a disaster. Here's Danny White kicking. John Schultz, the returner, and he's got a wall. To the 35, inside the 30, he fumbles, and Dallas may have it back, but now the officials have said he was down. Jay Salvi made the tackle, a 40-yard punt return.
Well, what a block. Did he get some blocking? Watch this block coming up right here. Oh, what a hit. Jackson, Ernie Jackson, just really lowered the guy then. Knocked out Bob Brunig to spring him loose.
We have a clip. Number 46 on the punt return team. First down.
Denver's Dave Preston is the violator, and I believe that's the clip.
There's the clip. That's Charles Jackson. They got him for clipping Brunig.
To the line of scrimmage now as we come back live is the Denver 45. First and 10 for the Broncos. Rob Lytle straight ahead. Perhaps the line of scrimmage stopped by Jethro Pugh and the rest of Doomsday.
You know, with these flex-type defense, they get the same type of mobility and lateral movement along their defensive line as Denver does, and that's why they've been such a great defensive team year in and year out. Of course, the flex we're talking about, Pat, is when those defensive linemen back up a little bit off that line of scrimmage.
We'll be watching it from Dallas throughout the afternoon. 1 yard pickup on first down for Denver, so make it 2nd and 9. Even Moses out wide to the right. We'll set the rest of the Denver offense in a moment. Rob Lytle again. Back to the weak side. Randy White made the tackle.
Real good blocking at the point of attack that time by a starter for the first time. He didn't start last week. Bill Bain, the big left tackle, and he made a block then to open up that hole.
The rest of the offensive line, along with Bain, Glastick, Montler, the center, Howard, and Claudia Minor. Upchurch into the game. Ron Egloff, the extra tight end, is out. They're the Denver receivers at the moment. And the backfield. 3rd down. 3. Morton to throw behind good protection. Gets away from Riley Odoms. Broken up by Brunick.
Bruni makes an excellent play here, getting over, taking away Odoms, coming across. See it from the ground here. Craig going back. You see Odoms coming across right at the bottom of your screen, and Brunick just comes across and gets in front of him. With the new pass blocking rules in that 5-yard zone, and the new rules this year, that big man has a lot of room to run without anybody bothering him.
We'll have a chance to discuss that a little bit later on. Tony Hill is deep for Dallas, and I believe it's Bucky Diltz or perhaps Mike Burke. Diltz is the regular. He kicked last year for Denver. I believe this is Burke, number 16. Good kick.
Excellent.
Out of bounds at the Dallas 10. Fine kick from Mike Burke. Dallas first down at their own 10. No score. 12-14 left to play in the first quarter. And the preseason rematch of Super Bowl 12. Tony Dorsett is chased behind the line of scrimmage by Rob Nairn, starting in place of Swinson. Good play.
Boy, he did make a good play. Escaped his block, came over and forced Dorsett to go wide. No place to run.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Denver Broncos and the National Football League is prohibited. 2nd down, Dallas, about 11. Robert Newhouse gets to the 11, perhaps. Stopped this time by Lewis Wright, who got underneath him first.
It was great to watch that lateral pursuit. Everybody moving.
They did an outstanding defensive job against Houston last week in their first victory.
Well, they want to give up only 5 first downs. One of those was by penalty. I think Dallas being a little bit conservative right here, being backed up there. Both possessions have been deep in their own territory. This one starting from the 10, not wanting to make a mistake.
3rd down and 8, passing situation, and Preston Pearson is in the game along with Dorsett at a running back for Dallas. Staubach waiting, puts Johnson in motion. Now he falls down. Now he gets back up. Roger throws down the middle to Pearson. Not enough for a first down. Stopped by Randy Gradishar. We'll watch him play, number 53. And believe me, he can.
Well, what a player. Watch him. He's assigned to Preston Pearson coming out of the backfield. Watch him yesterday talking about this on the field. When Pearson's in the game, you got to be alert for him because they like to go to him in this situation. They did. Gradishar stayed at home and made the play. Dallas got to give it up again.
Danny White standing back at about the 1-yard line for his second punt of the day. John Schultz will be deep in the middle for Denver. Dave Preston back there with him. A tremendous kick from Danny White. Chases Schultz all the way back to his own 27, where again he's got some room. But that shuts down in a hurry as Dallas special teams scurry down and stop him at the 40. No empty seats at Mile High Stadium. Bronco Mania is still enamored with the Orange Crush. On first down, Morton calls play action. And down he goes. That should be Harvey Martin, and it is.
Harvey Martin and Morton had Haven Moses wide open going across the field. Had him wide open. Good thing Martin applied the pressure. The thing that plagued Denver last year, and that was protecting the passer.
That, for the first time being used at a football game, is something called Sky Eye. We had so many comments, good comments, I might say, about the camera we had overhead in the Superdome last year. And this is an attempt by CBS to duplicate that shot. And you can see the run and the rush from Harvey Martin. First time it's been done in an outdoor stadium, obviously, and Morton goes down again. This time he slipped, but Randy White was there to make sure.
Randy White, you can't make mistakes against this defense. So sound, but they had a big chance to make the pass to Moses. Didn't quite see him. You see Morton missing the handoff then, and he had a lot of company. The kind you don't like to get.
In the person of Randy White and the rest of that veteran Dallas defensive line. Jethro Pugh and Ed Too Tall Jones, the other two members. So it's third. And 27 yards to go for a first down. They take a blitz. They give to John Keyworth. Keyworth is down back at about the 36-yard line. Again, Randy White, the first man to make the hit.
What usually happens in preseason football. Where's the offense? Where's the offense? The defense of everybody is just so far ahead, and just being the second game, you can see it right here. Defense dominating play.
In fact, Tom Landry was talking to us before the game and saying what a heck of a time rookies have with the Dallas offense. It is so complicated. Mike Burke is the Denver kicker. Tony Hill deep for Dallas. Hill will have a chance with this one. Still on his feet, still spinning outside the 30 just barely, where Dallas will take it over. Dallas first down. As soon as we can, we'll go down to Herb Cross and find out what the situation and the mood is on the Denver bench. Almost all the Bronco players standing. It'll be Dallas's biggest game of the day so far. Barney Chavis made the tackle after the counter by the Cowboys. Let's go down to Herb Cross.
You know, Pat and Sonny, it's a very unusual feeling down here along the Bronco bench. The players are very subdued, very relaxed. It's sort of like business as usual. That defensive line feels they have to take charge, and they have done that. But it's not Super Bowl fever down here, but they're very serious about winning this football game.
Looks like a confident team, doesn't it, Irv?
That's what it is, I think, Sonny. They're a confident football team.
6-yard pickup by Newhouse. 2nd and 4. Butch Johnson, number 86, is in motion.
Neither team has a first down yet. Dallas has picked up 3 yards rushing and Denver 16. Does that tell you something about defense?
I guess, Sonny, one of the reasons it always seems to happen like that in preseason games is because the offenses are so complicated. Bob Frederick, the referee.
2nd down.
I'd like to take this chance to say hello to your buddy who's home and your colleague that you work with all the time, Tom Brookshire, who's home watching the game and recuperating from an operation. I understand you were with him last weekend.
Yes, I talked to him Friday. He is home finally after a long stint in the hospital. Was able to walk, put some weight on his leg for the first time yesterday. He was well, of course. Roger Staubach to Billy Joe Dupree. Not enough for a first down as Denver again reacts very quickly.
Had a lot of time to throw this ball, getting back. Best time to throw. Early downs, getting back, not expecting the rush. Could have had a little holding penalty there. Dupree gets isolated. Not much running room to work. Still 3rd and long situation set up. Wright made the play.
3rd and somewhere between 5 and 6.
I'm sure Tom's wife, Barbara's kind of anxious for him to get help and get out of that house.
Oh, yeah. He told me yesterday it's been a long time. Here's Staubach from the shotgun. He has got the first down to Pearson. Out close to midfield, Randy Gradishar made the tackle. It is a tough job for a linebacker to cover that guy.
The same man they went to in the third down situation again from shotgun, and the thing that they were aware of, and that is Preston Pearson coming out of the backfield. This time he beats Gradishar. Gradishar got him last time, kept him from the first down. They had a dog on this time. Pretty good pass blocking. You see right at the end there, but good pattern by Pearson. That's what he's done so successfully in the past.
Roger 3 out of 3. Averaging 6 yards per completion. First down, Dallas from the 46. Their 46. Here he goes again. In the direction of Drew Pearson. Lewis Wright again on the coverage.
And a good thing he threw it away and threw it high, because Wright would have been going the other way with it. Good coverage that time.
Butch Johnson comes in with a play for Roger Staubach. Jay Salvi goes out.
But that was only the first down of the game, is looking at Tom Landry looking on there. Seemed in a good mood before the game, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Nice and loose. Here comes Billy Joe Dupree moving over to the left side. Pearson backs off on 2nd and 10. Inside handoff to Dorsett. In Denver territory for the first time are the Cowboys. Randy Gradishar made the tackle.
34 defense. I guess the American Football Conference went to it. More teams are adopting it, getting more involved in it, putting it in, learning how to play it. New England plays it well. This team plays exceptionally well. Oakland was forced to go to it a couple of years ago and had some success with it. Difficult to run against it. You think they're putting in that fourth linebacker to take away the pass, but it's a good run defense.
Where do you attack it?
Misdirection. Misdirection is good because you have such great lateral movement and quick lateral movement that if you can get some misdirection, then you can finesse block it.
Third down. Preston Pearson and Dorsett. Golden Richards this time in motion as Staubach operates from the shotgun with a quarterback draw. He's got the first down. He is airborne and down. Dallas recovered the football, but they may have lost the first down after he fumbled. Rob Nairn is the guy who made the hit, and a pretty good one.
What a play to call. 3rd and 6. They could have lost the quarterback then, too. The way Staubach got hit. That tells you a little bit of difference about what this game means to run this type of play in an exhibition game straight up the middle and watch the hit he takes. Oh, that'd be out 2 years with a hit like that.
Well, he's 36 years old, flying around in the air like that.
38.
Danny White has averaged 48 yards per punt, standing at his own 40. John Schultz deep for Denver, and again, White hangs a high one, almost all the way out of the end zone. Good shot from Danny White, which is quite a architectural achievement as well. Here's Rob Whitehead, straight ahead, out to about the 25, stopped by safety man Charlie Waters.
He actually lowered this field 4 feet, didn't he?
Yeah. To make room for more cheerleaders.
Pony Express, he's talking about Broncomania. They had a pep rally at downtown yesterday and took petitions because the game is blacked out here in Denver. People are a little upset about it.
Greg Morton still the Denver quarterback. He gives again to Lytle. Randy White busted it down again. Flag is down on the play. Let me give you the rest of the officiating crew while we have a moment here. Bob Frederick, you've heard from him, is the referee. The umpire is Pat Harder. The head linesman is Jerry Seaman. The line judge, Richard Hantack. Back judge is Ben Tompkins. The side judge The new official is Nathan Jones and the field judge, Bob Lewis. NFL officiating crews this year working with 7 instead of 6.
Defense, offside, first down, number unreported.
Have just got word that down on the field it's about 10 degrees hotter than the temperature that we gave you at the beginning of the game. It's about 102 on the field.
And that is most unusual here at the foot of the Rocky Mountains. Here's John Keyworth. Taken down by Ed Too Tall Jones, who really came on at the end of last year.
Tom Landry said before the game, it's good weather for conditioning. And that's the one thing that I think he's most pleased about his football team. Not so much their complacency that they don't have that. And he was very happy about that, but that everybody reported to camp in shape. And they're in great condition, and he's happy about that.
It is 2nd and 7 from the Denver 33. Handoff to Rick Upchurch. Bob Brunig diagnosed it perfectly.
Same type of way of attacking at flex defense. A little misdirection again incoming with. We'll take a look at it now from my sky eye, and you can see what a great angle this is for coaching and everything. And just watching the game, you see the angles of the block. You see the blitz was coming on. Upchurch comes around and almost finds a lot of running room, but the great quickness in pursuit clamps down on it. Sets up a 3rd and long.
1-yard pickup on that play. It's 3rd and 5 now. Jethro Pugh did not get offside. It looked like he might have. Jack Galvin makes the reception. Number 82 gets the Denver first down. That is their 2nd. Cliff Harris to tackle.
Oh, you know, they have some rules that you can't touch that man coming across, the receiver coming across. Morton makes an excellent throw to Dalvin coming in, but does he ever pay the price? Just as he catches it, Cliff Harris, just really nails him.
He's been knocking people around like that for 9 years now. He looks in good shape. First down, Denver. At their own 44, Keyworth squirms for 2 or 3. Bob Brunig again, the middle linebacker, was the first man to hit him.
It's a little hot. Some of those veterans are going to be looking to come out of there. Landry said that, you don't really have time to take a long look at people, and veterans have to get their work, but the rookies really have to go in and do a job to impress somebody if they expect to make the football team, and there are not a lot of openings on that football team.
As far as he is concerned, the retirements of Mel Renfro and Ralph Neely leave only 2 spots. Morton fakes, gets good protection. Egloff makes the reception at the 33. The backup tight end was wide open. Actually, Denver is operating now with a double tight end formation.
2 crossing patterns, play action going back. The fake, good protection. You see Too Tall was behind him. Jethro coming in his face, but he finds Egloff wide open. He could have kept his feet. He would be running. He could have picked up another 15 yards.
40 seconds is all left in the first quarter. There is still no score between Dallas and Denver. Last year's AFC champions against the NFC champions. Here is, I believe, Lonnie Perrin. Harvey Martin made the tackle. Larry Canada, I beg your pardon, not Lonnie Perrin.
I think Perrin's banged up a little bit in Canada. They said he's been outstanding throughout training camp. The guy they really are missing, they said was having an excellent training camp, is Jim Jensen.
He will probably miss the whole season.
And ligaments got him, and we wish him well and a speedy recovery.
So, with the best Denver effort on offense of the day, the first quarter comes to an end with a score, 0-0. First quarter time of possession, Dallas had it 6:53. Denver 8:02. 6:58 make that. Dave Preston and John Keyworth, the running backs for Denver. Second down. They need 6. Odom shuffles around on the left side a little bit. Morton drops the throw. Outside to Riley Odom. Never did get him down, but got him out.
Good pass. A little dangerous throwing it in the flat in front of Waters like that. You have to be extremely careful with the ball. He made a good throw. Sets up a 3rd and short situation. That is the 8th play of the drive for Denver. 8th play on this drive.
We were wishing Tom Brookshire well a minute ago. Also like to wish our producer of last year, Chuck Milton, who just had heart surgery not too long ago. And I understand is progressing well. And we hope Red Eye's doing okay. Back to the line of scrimmage, perhaps no more. Dave Preston, number 46.
I think you're going to have to kick it. Looks like they came up a little short.
It is Jim Turner.
And a little different Jim Turner.
Yes. With low-cut shoes.
And white shoes, too.
High altitude must have gotten to him out here. He was the last of the guys to wear the high tops, the black ones. Look at that.
Look at that.
He looks 15 years younger.
Doesn't even look like Jim Turner, does he? He says he hasn't missed with him.
He has
now. Maybe we jinxed him. Sorry about that, Jim.
The ball will come back to the original line of scrimmage, of course, where Dallas will take it over. From the 25, the Cowboys will start to operate. Still, there is no score. At Mile High Stadium, where it's Dallas, first down. No score in this football game as yet. Super Bowl rematch. Jay Salvey is the tight end who just shifted, number 87. Robert Newhouse stays on his feet momentarily. Randy Gradishar hit him. Tom Jackson finished him off.
A lot of people around the football. It certainly doesn't look like any preseason hitting.
I'll say. Watch this.
No place to run. That thing that Dallas might have some problems with, and the thing they're trying to shore up with the loss of Ralph Neely, and that is they've moved Donovan to the left side, and Frederick's playing instead of Rayfield right. Maybe in the offensive line.
Rayfield's still having knee problems, and he's doing a little playing right now. Number 70. So established at right tackle is playing there now. Newhouse on a quick screen. Out of bounds in front of the Denver bench again by number 53 of the Orange Crush, Randy Gradishar.
Randy Gradishar does seem to get around the football often, doesn't he? A little screen pass there, a little quick screen. They call it a little moving screen. You see Reuben Carter applying the pressure there. But a little moving screen to him, and look who's there. Nairn, that's Rizzo. Rizzo first, and then Gradishar.
It'll be 3rd and 5 from the Dallas 29. A lot of shifting going on for Dallas. Louis Wright comes up in front of Butch Johnson, who now goes in motion. Staubach is in trouble. Real trouble. It'll be 4th down. Reuben Carter chased him down. What a Super Bowl game he had.
A little mix-up, yes, he did. A little mix-up that time in the backfield. Staubach running into somebody. You can see him. He gets in a little trouble here. Watch it. Say 2 backs running into each other. Well, you want to give it to somebody when you're in that position. You can't find anybody to take it because everybody's made a mistake. And guess who gets stuck with it?
The guy who got it first.
Please, somebody take this thing off my hand.
Danny White, Dallas second-team quarterback in punt formation. They're going to try to block it. Good kick. Headed for out of bounds. Schultz will have no chance to handle this one. And Denver will take over at their own 32-yard line. There is the big Bronco in the sky. Biggest of all of the Denver Broncos. Atop Mile High Stadium. There's the Cowboy pennant here, however. 1st and 10 from the 32 for Denver. And Norris Reese is the Denver quarterback going deep. Good coverage from Benny Barnes with help from Charlie Waters. Benny Barnes had been hurt. He had surgery in the offseason on his foot. one that he aggravated in the Super Bowl. And he has been a little bit slow coming around, but he looks healthy today.
Accurately thrown ball there for the first time coming in. That's the tough thing to do, to lay that ball up that far. Weiss coming in. This is his very first play, the first pass, and look how accurately he throws the football. Two people covering right in the middle, and he has it right on the money at about 45 yards.
Covered by Dallas. It's 2nd and 10. Norris Weiss. W-E-E-S-E. Down goes Canada from Brunick almost as soon as he got the handoff.
Dallas has made some moves in this secondary. Brought in Dennis Thurman, a rookie from USC, at one corner, but now it's 3rd and long situation. They're going with their nickel defense and getting in the extra backs to play and taking out linebackers. Took out D.D. Lewis and Heck took out all 3 linebackers, as a matter of fact. Brunick, Heckman, and D.D.
They got Mark Washington, Randy Hughes, Barnes, Waters, Harris, all in the secondary, along with Aaron Kyle. They'll rush 4 and leave Thomas Henderson in. Weiss in trouble. Runs into one of his own men. Harvey Martin made the tackle. Steve Schindler is number 67, the guy that Norris Weiss collided with.
Yeah, the situations you like to avoid, and that is a 3rd and real long situation where the defense can play games and force you into throwing the ball underneath or running the ball. If you can avoid those things, you can have some success, but trying to make a living throwing against that nickel defense all the time is tough.
This will be Bucky Dilks, left-footed punter, and a good one. Tony Hill back for Dallas, chased back to about his 25. And now no place to go, really. Lost the football. Dallas got it back.
Got a little careless there, dancing, coming out of a crowd, and got it knocked out of his hands. But Dallas comes up with the ball. Kimmy Weaver comes up with it. Look at it right here. You see him, see how loosely he's carrying the ball down in his arm, the lower part of his arm in hand. Reverses his field, still got it out a little bit, you see there. And just the contact from behind it he didn't see, knocks the ball loose, and Kimmy Weaver comes up with it.
Godwin Turk was the Denver player who knocked it loose. Roger Staubach, a little uncertain of what he wants done here, is taking the leisurely stroll over toward the Cowboy bench. Looking a little bit upset. There is still no score. Changes in the Dallas offensive line as you look at their offensive setup from Sky Eye. The camera suspended, wires high up over the stadium. Here's Staubach on 1st down, going to throw. Going for all of it. Overthrew it. Drew Pearson, the intended receiver. I didn't see it, Sonny, but they tell me the catch he made in the Dallas victory over San Francisco last week had to be one of the great ones of all time.
He said himself that it had to be one of his best catches of all time. He can't remember making a better one, that if he, to stay in bounds, that he could only catch it with one hand. And not only did he catch it with one hand, he kept it in one hand the whole time. He never brought it back into his body, and then he casually did his little thing.
We could be at the beach today.
Very warm crowd.
Trying to cool off. 2nd and 10 from the 34. Staubach gets to Dorsett. And Dorsett might have gotten 2. No more.
Some wholesale changes on defense for the Denver Broncos. They've just about changed the entire team. They got Paul Smith in. They got Don Latimer, Bryson Manor. Got a whole new secondary in. The linebackers are Jackson, Godwin Turk, Larry Evans in the secondary. Randy Podell. They got a rookie, Herb Christopher, playing one corner, and the other corner, Larry Riley. A lot of changes. So, 2nd quarter, I think this is what they'd planned to do. Take a look at some other people.
Latimer is the nose tackle. He is their 1st-round draft choice, and they tell me he is going to be something. Staubach throws intended for Drew Pearson. Larry Evans was the closest man. Good coverage.
Good coverage. Goldie Richards had split the zone and felt that he was open a little bit. He kind of gave Roger a sign that he felt he could have gotten to him. They'll do some talking about it on the sidelines, but awful deep pattern to try to run crossing patterns and find that open hole.
Deep for Dallas in their punt formation, Danny White. Deep for Denver, John Schultz, number 86. This one they do not try to block. It goes as high as the third deck. Schultz fields it and immediately goes down in the clutch of Aaron Kyle. A little rest now as Norris Weiss is the quarterback on 1st and 10 from the Denver 27. Canada. Larry Canada. Let's go over to the Dallas bench and get a word from Herb Cross.
Pat, I don't have a hand mic over here, but standing next to me, this handsome fellow in the brown shirt here and the sunglasses is Larry Cole, who would normally be wearing number 63 for the Dallas Cowboys as a defensive end, and he's got a little knee problem now, so he's not playing. And Larry's been telling me that the Cowboys came in here knowing full well they'd expect the Denver Broncos to be up sky high, but after all, it is a preseason game. You don't prove anything in the preseason. They want to come in here and play good, solid football and leave it at that.
Herb Larry looks like he's in good shape.
Oh, he is in great shape. He's got just a little twisted knee, but he'll be back.
All right, the loss after the penalty on the first play makes it 1st and 15 with Norris Weiss, the quarterback. The running backs, Fred Willis, the veteran, and Larry Canada, number 35. It is Willis. 2 or 3. At the bottom of that stack, you'll have to see number 54 and number 79.
They've also made some changes along the front line of the Denver Broncos. Andy Mauer's in, Steve Schindler, Allison, and Glenn Hyde. Notice that Landry's kept his front four in. He's still got Martin in there. He has made one change. He's got Dave Stalls in.
Got Mike Hegman at one of the linebacking spots, too. Here's Norris Weiss dropping. With good protection, he's got Egloff. And Egloff's got the first down outside the Denver 40. Mark Washington made the tackle. The new rules will make the tight ends a lot more a part of the offense.
It allows them to get across that field, find that open spot. This was a little check down, a little delay. The back swings inside of him, and he just releases and comes across and finds a lot of room inside of Dede. Egloff, Ron Egloff, what a nice guy he is. They're trying to make an offensive tackle out of him, and he's so big, he walks around trying to look small at practice. It's impossible.
He got a first down. They marked the line of scrimmage at the 40 as Weiss keeps the ball and is tackled by Mark Washington. A fine open field tackle as tempers flare just a little bit. Egloff, of whom Sonny Jurgensen was speaking a minute ago, is 6'5" and 238.
Hard to look small, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
The thing the coaches like about talking with Babe Pirelli, the thing they like about Norris Weiss is that he makes things happen. When he goes on the field, like then, maybe that play was called to give to the back. He kept it on his own, trying to make a big play. It didn't happen that particular time because Washington stayed at home.
2nd and 14 situation for Norris Weiss. He moves his back. They take the blitz. They try to run the option play, which they ran in the Super Bowl. Aaron Kyle, I believe, was offside. Dave Preston, the ball carrier. Kyle is number 25. 7 minutes, 40 seconds left to play before halftime here at Mile High Stadium. And neither team has a point.
Giving everybody a little different look again. They came in a second long situation. Got Dallas offside, but they went to the nickel defense on 2nd and long and faked the blitz up the middle and actually did come with one. And Denver, very wise, they ran a play they had some success with in the Super Bowl, and that is the option play.
Bob Frederick.
Defensive encroachment, number 79, 2nd down.
7-9 is a familiar number on the Dallas defense. Harvey Martin, the co-most valuable player in last year's Super Bowl, along with Randy White. 2nd down now. Looks like about 9 from the 41-yard line. Weiss Reese again the option this way. Canada. Good yardage. Stopped by Randy Hughes. Charlie Waters.
Good play by Weeks again on the option play. Having to very quickly pick up that defensive end that is uncovered coming in there. And the likes of Harvey Martin, you got to pitch it off of him and then take your punishment.
You would think he would always pitch.
I don't think they have the keeper.
Tom Landry. Spectacular record over the last 12 years. Third down 3, Denver. Again, the Cowboys fake the blitz. Henderson. Again, the option. And again, it's Canada. He is near first down yardage. Thomas Henderson came out to make the tackle, along with Mark Washington. He's close.
Pretty good. They stuck with the same play, trying to get it. I think they may have come up a little bit short.
Like he might have.
And but that was a pretty smart call. They went back to the same thing that got him there. They ran the option play 3 times in that drive.
Bucky Dilts into the game again. Tony Hill goes back for Dallas.
Dallas got everybody up on the line of scrimmage. Doesn't necessarily mean they're trying to block it there. They got a return on it.
Dilts walked in. Here's Tony Hill. Out of bounds he goes. Knocked out by Godwin Turk, Randy Rich, and others. CBS Sports.
Of course, renewing that competition with Aladar again. You certainly would want to see Stevie Coughlin there.
Next week, here's Alois Blackwell, number 24, who they tell us has really looked good in training.
Learned the offense well and has performed when he's had to. Makes a good, strong run there. Randy Podell on the stop.
The Dallas guards, by the way, now are Burton Lawless, the veteran, and Randall on the other side at left guard, replacing Herbert Scott. So it'll be second down for Dallas as they shift around again. Todd Christensen is the other running back for the Cowboys. Staubach again throws it away, intended for Butch Johnson.
You're right there. He did throw it away. Had no one open. See, the secondary, this is a second unit of Raleigh, Podell, Randy Rich, and a rookie Christopher, and they're doing an excellent job of coverage, and they're covering the good receivers, or not the good receivers, but the top receivers of Dallas.
Alois Blackwell and Butch Johnson go out as you look at Tom Landry and Mike Ditka on the hot side of the field. I told you earlier it might be over 100 degrees down on the play surface. So it'll be third down for Roger Staubach. Forward handoff to Christensen, who fumbles, and Denver will get the football.
What a great play that time by Paul Smith. Paul Smith read the play perfectly, and he gets a little shovel pass. Watch him, number 70 there. You see him come right back in and make the play. Great play. Evans comes up with a fumble recovery.
In fairness to Todd Christensen, he never really had a chance.
Oh, what a play.
Jimmy Myers is really upset about something on the far sideline, but it's Denver's football as Canada operates down to about the 26-yard line, stopped by Dennis Thurman.
Another scoring opportunity here in the first half. Got 4:42 left for Denver again. They missed one field goal opportunity, and this is probably their deepest penetration.
Canada, the running back, of whom we spoke earlier, goes about 230. He's a rookie from Wisconsin, and he doesn't look too bad. Second down, Denver. Norris Reese, the quarterback. Again, it's into the secondary. Inside the 15 to the 14. Stopped again by Dennis Thurman.
You can see why they're high on him. Did he find a little hole to get through? And he took advantage of it. Great run. This is what they call the give play, the sucker play. They pull a guard in front of him going one way to influence the defensive tackle. It's exactly what they did. The defensive tackle, Dave Stalls, went with the play, and he found a big hole to run through.
They sealed off Randy White and Bob Brunig. And the influence worked. First down, Denver at the 14. Brett Willis gets very little. Brunig on the tackle, number 53.
That's the thing they talk about, the flex defense. It's difficult to learn the little intricacies of it. And the younger players have problems with it like they do with their offense. And Dave Stalls, number 65, got burned on something that Randy White talked about getting burned on last year.
Bill Gregory, the veteran, has replaced Harvey Martin at right defensive end in the Cowboy defensive setup. Here's Weiss faking first. And now throwing. Riley Odom, Denver touchdown.
Well, he had him open for a long time, Pat, as this 75,000 people are going, wow. I tell you, it may not be revenge for the football team. It's for the fans, though. Good pass blocking here as he goes back. Indicates that he wants to throw it to the right, comes back, picks out Riley Odom, who comes across and makes an adjustment on his pattern, straightens up after coming across, and you see, comes right in, gets in for the touchdown.
Big Riley Odom. Stop hit by Dede Lewis. Here's the extra point attempt from Jim Turner, and it's good. Denver moves in front with 2 minutes, 52 seconds left before the half. Following the game, a special edition of the NFL. With a preview look at the 1978 season. Dennis Thurman at his own 5 gets out to about the 25.
Thurman receives at the 40-yard line.
That whole touchdown play, only took a couple of plays, and how do they do it? 4 plays, as a matter of fact. And how do they do it? They take advantage of a turnover set up by the defense. Great play by Paul Smith.
Here's Roger Staubach again, still operating the Dallas offense. Rayfield Wright is number 70, getting a long look at what kind of progress his knee is making from Tom Landry. Butch Johnson wide to the right, Drew Pearson to the left. Running backs are Blackwell and Christensen. Fake is to Blackwell, the throw. Drew Pearson right in the middle. Dallas first down at the 40. Roger zipped that one.
Good play. Time they like to do that. First down, play action. Came back and found Pearson open. Coming across the middle. Billy Joe Dupree had gone deep and had tried to take the coverage out of there.
I believe that's Charles Jackson. The game, a special edition of the NFL today. We'll have a chance to meet newcomer James Kennedy. You're working with Brent Murray. Alois Blackwell. Probably will not get another play before the 2-minute notification before the end of the first half. It is Denver 7. Dallas nothing. A touchdown pass from Norris Weiss to Riley Odom. Denver 7, Dallas nothing. Pat Summerall with Sonny Jurgensen at Mile High Stadium in Denver. The only game played last night was that one in Washington, where the Redskins beat the Packers 20-12. I know you talked to Billy Kilmer a little bit this morning. Was he enthused?
They were pleased to win. They didn't feel they played as well as they could. They moved the ball well. Still early, you know, new system, trying to make a lot of adjustments, adapting to a new coaching staff.
Screen pass to Preston Pearson, and again the Broncos recover rapidly. Paul Smith.
Kind of a long, this is a little different screen. You see Pearson coming off, faking a block, going across. That's a delayed screen. Again, the pursuit Coming across, good play by Latimer, forcing the play back in, and Paul Smith again.
Staubach, as we come back live, gets to Pearson out of bounds. Enough for first down, Dallas. Minute 28 left before the half.
In talking with Billy this morning, Pat, he said there were a lot of positive things in the game. Tommy Riemann had a good game again. Defense played well. Thing is, you just like to get through those games without getting banged up and take a look at the people that you still have questions about.
And this year, of course, they only have 4 games in which to look. Regular season starts before you know it. Tony Dorsett and Preston Pearson, the 2 running backs back with Staubach as he operates from the shotgun and fires. Pearson again. What a knack he has of getting open. Godwin Turk made the tackle.
He runs such good patterns coming out of the backfield and finding the open spot, and he makes adjustments according to the defense. That's experience. Like he got a little banged up then, but they in a hurry-up offense.
Second down. He limped back. Roger goes right back to him. And he gets out of bounds to stop it. Larry Evans closest to him. I think he'd like a rest right now.
He looked like it. I think he's going to get one, too.
Yeah.
Todd Christensen coming in. Rookie from Brigham Young.
Big rookie he is. 6'3", 225. Who has looked very good.
Very different, too. Coming from Brigham Young, you know, most college boys come in, they say, not used to catching the ball and everything. Here's a kid that caught the ball a great deal in college and is not used to carrying the ball or running with it.
Here's number 27, Roger Staubach, deep in the shotgun. Golden Richards to the 15, almost stopped by Randy Podol. And Dallas takes the time. They have 1 more left.
Good protection. Smith took an inside. They see you got Latimer on the ground. You see all the time in the world to throw the football. When you give Staubach or any quarterback that much time to throw it, he's going to find, especially with receivers like a Golden Richards.
50 seconds left before the half as the Broncos make some defensive changes now. What a delightful day, although it's on the warm side, but look at... there are quite a few. In addition, Irv has been traveling around the league and has visited several of the training camps. And we'll get his thoughts about what perhaps might be happening in other locations. First and 10, Dallas. 50 seconds left before the half. Line of scrimmage was the 16. Touchdown, Tony Hill. A strike from Roger Staubach. Randy Rich on the coverage, but right there from Roger.
Again, excellent protection. A lot of time to throw the football. Dallas offensive line doing an exceptional job here, having the time to take the step and throw. Tony Hill gets in the seam and beats rookie Herb Christopher. You see it again. Pretty smart at Dallas, going to work on a rookie. And they found Hill in the seam of the zone for the touchdown.
Jay Sherrill will attempt the extra point. And strongly got it. 7-7 score. Bren Herrera.
8 plays, 75 yards in that drive.
And a good-looking drive. Johansson, a kickoff. Schultz is standing on his own goal line. Line drive kick. That'll come to Schultz on the bounce at the 5. Got the good speed. Johansson was back there hoping. And Darrell Davis made the tackle. Johansson was the only one left after Davis.
Johansson was going to be tested quickly. Look at the hole here. Schultz finds. And Davis comes in and makes the tackle there. And the only man left was the kicker.
Was that number 9?
Please.
They all disappear. Rob Lytle got a heck of a block, by the way, on that return by Schultz. Lars Reese, the quarterback from the 38, first and 10. Like they'll just let it run out. Fred Willis gets to the 40. D.D. Lewis made the tackle.
Preston Pearson that caught 6 passes here in the first half. It seems like every time they needed a little yardage, they went to him. Has a bruised knee, but he's expected to return in the second half.
40-yard line now will be the line of scrimmage as the clock ticks away the seconds before the half. And it appears that the Broncos will just let it run out. Not a popular decision for the Bronco fans, but they'll get over that. They have for the last couple of years since Red Miller came here and resurrected things. 12 on a 16 for Roger Staubach. 5 of 7 for the Denver combo of Morton and Reese. And Randy Rich is deep for Denver. Johansson rifles this one. Rich takes the line drive at the goal line. Case and put down as a flag goes down. Harold Randolph, a reserve linebacker, made the tackle. Flag down about the 31-yard line for Denver. Line drive kickoff from Johansson. Line of scrimmage would be the 18.
89. Offensive flipping on the return.
Flipping on the return.
What yard line are we on?
Ken Moore.
The 18 will go to 9.
The Broncos feel that they have their most depth at tight end.
Well, they do. Bill Gay. They have a rookie out of USC. Ken Moore. Egloff and Odoms, and also David Stevens from Baylor, rookie. They feel that all of these players can play in the National Football League.
At the 9, Craig Penrose is now the quarterback. John Keyworth and Rob Lytle, the running back. Penrose gives to Lytle. Lytle struggles for a couple before Randy Hughes comes up along with Thomas Henderson to make the tackle.
It's going to be interesting to see here in the second half what the coaches do as far as personnel, who they will take a look at. We've already seen 3 quarterbacks. There's the third one right there, Craig Penrose with Denver. So Weiss and Morton in the first half. What Tom Landry will do as far as his troops.
Changes on defense for Dallas. Brown is one of the linebackers. Guy Brown, number 59. Stalls is one of the tackles. Here's Lytle again, and they seal this off nicely. Henderson with some help.
Also giving Charlie Waters a little rest here in the second half. And, of course, a lot of people feel that number 42 for Dallas, Randy Hughes, is capable of playing with any team and starting for any other team. And he's getting a little work at strong safety in there.
Great big guys, Randy Hughes, 6'4", safety man from Oklahoma. Waters comes in now along with Dennis Thurman as they go to their nickel defense. 4 will rush, but Aaron, Kyle, and Henderson are in a position to blitz. They don't. Keyworth picked up by Stalls behind the line of scrimmage. Number 65 penetrated.
Again, the misdirection, bringing one back one way, trying to get the defensive line to react, and they played it well. Stalls made a good play.
Mike Burt leads the Denver punting unit on. And let's see who's back now for Dallas. Gene Washington.
Field position. Dallas had come out of this with pretty good field position.
Washington is a rookie from Georgia with tremendous speed. Riley Odom was shaken up a little bit on that last play. Crowd thought roughing the kicker should have been called. Washington has some trouble. And he is knocked down just as soon as he finds the handle by Tony Peters.
What a job in school. Look at it again.
Look at it again.
Oops. Oh.
We look at the Dallas offense now led by Danny White at quarterback. Inside handoff to him. Tom Jackson, who is some linebacker, made that last tackle.
Oh, did he ever? Look at Robert Newhouse, slow getting up. Look at this. Watch number 57. Reacting wide. And Newhouse had gotten up in the air, left his feet a little bit, trying to hurdle a little bit. Jackson laid the leather to him.
Good tackle. It'll be second down for Dallas, 12 from their own 31. 7-7 score. There is Odoms, whose shoulder was stung a little on the last offensive play for Denver. Newhouse and Dorsett, the running back. The handoff Dorsett. The outside trap as Jay Salty, the tight end, came into trap.
Again, a little misdirection, bringing the man back in motion and going up the middle. It's a little change. They like to bring that man. Most of the times when they bring a man in motion, they take him all the way across, and this time they brought him halfway, and he was one of the leading blockers at the point of attack.
Andy Frederick is big number 71 with his back to you. Joe Rizzo is shaken up for the Broncos and is coming to the sideline. He'll be replaced by John Huddleston.
Probably get a look later on, Pat, of the third quarterback of Dallas. As we take a look for my sky eye here, and you'll see man coming in motion, going right up the middle, and not much running room against that good defense.
White from the shotgun with protection that's adequate. It's intercepted by Huddleston. He makes a good play intended for Dorsett. Dorsett made the tackle.
John Huddleston coming in, making the play. A rookie linebacker. Not a very well thrown ball. Doesn't throw this ball in the crowd. Did not see Huddleston. You can see Dorsett hooking up. Two men. Nairn was right around there too. Tried to force the ball into coverage a little bit. Had to pay the price.
Riley Odoms, the word from the Denver bench is that he has a bruised left shoulder. It is doubtful he'll be back. Huddleston is a rookie from Utah State. Penrose throws. Rick Upchurch receives. Aaron Kyle on the tackle.
Zed Lightning, boy, I watched him at practice. He's unbelievably quick. So quick.
Denver first down at the Dallas 23. 7-7 score. Just over 10.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter.
Denver trying to be a team of opportunity, taking advantage of mistakes. They got a fumble and got a touchdown. Now they have an interception in Dallas territory.
Haven Moses wide to the right as they go with two tight ends, and Rob Lytle tries to shake off Aaron Kyle but cannot. Guy Brown came to help him.
Dallas fortunate that Aaron Kyle, number 25, stayed at home this time because Lytle ran to daylight and came back to the weak side against the green where the play actually wasn't designed to go, but stayed home and made the play.
Lytle got 3. Number 41 from Michigan. Second and 7. The blitz was on from Henderson, from Cliff Harris, from everybody. Jack Dalton was the intended receiver.
You see Harris, 43, coming up the middle along with Brunig. They'd like to do that in scoring territory to take you back out of field goal range, force you to make a mistake. Dallas has done this as long as I can remember to safety dog you down in that position, and they got away with it then. They applied the pressure and, of course, forced the bad throw.
Third down as Dallas does some shifting on defense again from the 20. This is Fred Willis, the intended receiver. And here comes
Jimmy White Shoes Turner.
Jim Turner.
He's going to wait till the season. He said, have to test these white shoes. Never kicked in them. I have to test them. If you do all right, I'll make the decision once the season starts whether I'll keep using them.
I can't believe how much lighter they make him look. Dallas. Turner now is 0 for 2. And who do you think? Ed Jones, 6'9", knocked it down. So Craig Penrose comes out, and the Dallas defense will get a rest. It is still 7-7. Line of scrimmage, their own 24. Danny White, the Dallas quarterback. Dorsett and Newhouse, the running backs, as White rolls out. We'll keep it. Huddleston again involved in the tackle as White goes down at first base.
A little variation of the same play they ran earlier and gave the ball to the back going up the middle. Didn't make any yards. This time, Danny White keeps the ball as he fakes the Dorsett. He gave it to him before. This time he keeps it on a rollout. Could have actually thrown a short pattern there. Elected to run with it. Why, I don't know. I do not know.
I've seen you run with it.
Seldom.
2nd and 5. Pearson went in motion. Dorsett swings to the outside. First one. And then goes out of bounds at the Denver bench. Let's go down to Irv Cross for a report.
You know that you probably set the ball 7 yards from the center in your field goals. But the Dallas Cowboys set their ball back 7 yards, 2 feet, because the defensive linemen are so tall now they have to get that extra 2 feet to get the ball away. The Denver Broncos were only set back 7 yards from the line of scrimmage, had that last kick blocked. So maybe that 2-foot difference makes a big difference, eh?
Irv, I think they could have been back 8 yards and have been blocked.
Too tall is pretty tall, isn't he?
Too tall is not too tall. He is 6'9", but at the end of last year, he became one of the standouts in the Dallas defense and had a great Super Bowl. In fact,
great playoff.
Yes. I thought he had a chance to be the most valuable player.
Pat, you know, Too Tall is still growing, too.
Is he?
He is still growing.
Gosh.
He might level off around 285 or 290 when he finally grows up.
Irv, you got to stay away from that Gatorade on the sideline.
That's true.
3rd and 1 for Dallas. Newhouse and Dorsett, 2 setbacks. Everything is sort of squeezed together. Denver almost jumped, but they didn't. Yes, they did. Flag goes down on the sideline.
I think they got him for a little encroachment there. Change the count a little bit. I don't care how many times you practice this as a defensive team, and it even happens. Oh, a little fumble. White, maybe. He gets it back, but
the offside penalty was called.
Take a look at it from the top. You'll see him jump here. This is a view from our sky eye. There's the movement right there, the encroachment. But White misses that ball, gets it back, but they come up with a first down on the penalty.
Defense, offside, first down.
Checking to see if Dallas had a different center, but I believe it's still Fitzgerald.
Got their #1 offensive unit. They got Rafferty back in there, Frederick.
Scott.
I think they have made a change.
Yes, they have. It's Jim Cooper.
It's going to Jim Cooper.
Again, the stumbling.
Couldn't get the handle on it. The exchange again, Pat.
Right.
Cooper and White not making the exchange. Take a look at it right here. It looks like the ball got up. Scott coming across, the guard coming across, but Danny White lost the handle again. You see it here. Looks like the ball comes up. A lot of times, a lot of trouble. And I know there's a guy sitting in Washington watching this thing that doesn't want to hear this. But boy, when you put that man on the center's nose, that causes some bad exchanges at times. And looked like he did get the ball up there then.
Now we've got John Fitzgerald back in at center. 2nd and 6. Dorsett has enough for a first down, I believe. Very close to it. Stopped by Jackson and Huddleston again.
Little Little check down out of the backfield. The second back out of the backfield. Little delay. Comes across, sets up. There's the ball. He stays in there longer this time. He had to make sure. Waggle action one way. Can't find the receiver and goes back under the pressure. Dumps it off to Dorsett.
Out come the sticks to measure now as you look at the conclusion of that last play to see if they got the first. They did. 7:27 left to play in the third quarter. Score still tied at 7 apiece. Cowboys got a touchdown pass from Roger Staubach to Tony Hill. There he is. Talking with Gene Stallings. Dallas has fumbled 4 times already.
Roger a little upset about something, huh?
Yeah. Handoff Newhouse. Newhouse squirms for about 5. Golden Richards is in to fracas downfield with somebody.
With 2 people, Billy Thompson and Lewis Wright. Be coming down here throwing blocks at us.
Yeah. We can't hit you anymore.
That's right.
Don't hit us.
They don't want any parts of it.
Second and 5 it'll be at the 47 as Dallas moves into Denver territory on that last 5-yard gain by Newhouse. Jay Saldi, the tight end, moves up on the line of scrimmage as Danny White calls the signal. Gives straight ahead Newhouse. Still squirming. Inside the 45 to about the 44. Behind the blocking of Pat Donovan, he was stopped by Randy Gradishaw.
Running straight at it sometimes isn't a bad idea. You like to go misdirection and get that quick reacting defense so you can take sides. But just to keep them honest, you go straight at him and hope that man on the nose guard or the nose guard himself takes the wrong side. And if he does, you find a little daylight.
Attendance has been announced at 75,092. The date is August the 12th. On the rollout, White hits Newhouse, and Dallas has another first down. He goes down about the 37. Rob Nairn buried Newhouse.
Good little play action again. Whatever was happening as far as the exchange is concerned, they've rectified. Newhouse gets such short arms. He gets all involved catching that thing, doesn't he? He licked it in, though.
Somebody once said his legs are bigger around than they are long.
And now you're looking at Danny White going to the line of scrimmage, and one of the reasons they may have worked out that exchange is they brought Fitzgerald back in at center.
That's right. Dorsett looking for someplace to go. Not finding it. What a fine tackle by Steve Foley. Here's a quarterback at Tulane.
Boy, did he come up. Watch this. Again running the daylight. No room up front. No hole to run to. Dorsett with his quickness getting outside. Going around Bryson Manor. But Steve Foley out of nowhere. Good tackle.
Dorsett, of course, was hurt. And really took him a long time to get well in the offseason. When they opened training camp, his calf was still bothering him. His knee was still bothering him. And he still does not look like he's recaptured the lightning quickness he had. Here's Danny White firing down the middle, caught by Drew Pearson. White was really hit just as he let it go by Lyle Alzado. Randy Gradishaw made the tackle on Pearson. It'll be third down.
Again, the play action. See it more and more, Pat. People going to the little fake. After they run the ball and get a few yards, they go to the little fake and come back and throw the short pass. You watch this right here. White going back. Doesn't see anybody. But the man number 70 coming there is the guy that forced that fumble, Paul Smith, earlier. Gives him a little shot, pushes him down. He was kind of kind to him then. He didn't bruise him.
He could have done more. I thought it was Alzado, but it was Smith. Timeout taken by Dallas as White goes over to talk to Tom Landry and Jim Myers.
Dallas fan that should have been quiet.
Pat Summerall with Sonny Jurgensen. 3rd and 3 Dallas.
Fake to Newhouse. Lots of time. Throw to Tony Hill. He caught it. What a catch. Touchdown Dallas, right between Bill Thompson and Bernard Jackson. How he hung on.
I'll never know. He steals this one. Again, the play action. They were trying to go to Dorsett on a little fly pattern, but look at this. Right in a crowd, 2 men around it. What an adjustment he makes to catch that ball. They were going for the interception.
That is concentration.
It is, because the ball comes over his far shoulder. Watch him turn to catch this ball. Just sticks his hand. He didn't get a good look at the ball, but he makes the reception.
Dallas extra point is good from Jay Sherrill. Hanson will kick off for Dallas. Randy Rich deep in the middle for Denver. At the goal line. Return to the 37. The 33, let's make it. That was a good drive, a good-looking drive by Danny White and Dallas.
That was a good return that time, because he had people down staring him in the face. Watch him. He makes a move here to avoid the first tackler. He fools some people, found a little daylight, gets the ball out to about the 32-yard line.
First down, Denver. John Keyworth on a tough run, picks up good yardage. Larry Bethea, the Cowboys' first-round draft choice, made that tackle.
That was the same play that Larry Canada had some success with in the first half, where he made his big run. The give play, trying to influence, and who they're trying to do it to, none other than Larry Bethea. They're going right at the rookie, trying to influence him, get him to go with the pulling guard.
He's from Michigan State, the first-round draft choice, as I said, wearing number 93. Good afternoon. Fred Willis is really popped at just about enough yardage for a line of scrimmage, but Fred Willis hit by Cliff Harris.
Boy, does he ever get hit. Watch. 45, cut back up. Willis cuts in, and watch his contact. Boom. Oh.
Cliff Harris has been doing that just with that kind of enthusiasm for years and years. What a super player.
That never came up as a running back.
Or a defensive back. Fred Willis comes out. Rob Lytle has replaced him in the Denver offensive setup. It is a first down, in spite of all the banging around. Medical staff checking with Willis to see if he's okay, and he says he is. Rob Lytle turns for 4 or 5. Dave Stalls made the tackle. Bruce Huther, the new middle linebacker, replacing Bob Brunick, got a hand in there too.
Good smart call again. You know, Bruce Huther had an excellent game last week. They're running at Stalls and Bethea in the middle, and a new linebacker in the middle, and you expect them to do that, and they had a little success then, got about 5 yards.
Too Tall Jones is the only one of the regular defenders as far as the front four is concerned, still play. Penrose to Moses, he dropped it. Had it for a second. Charlie Waters on the coverage with help from Aaron Kyle.
Ball thrown a little inside of Moses then, and he's a little disgusted with himself for not holding on to it. But Penrose had the ball just inside. Difficult throw because he threw before Moses actually made his break, kind of spotting the thing, and it's hard to throw it in the right spot.
Craig Penrose, the quarterback. The Broncos have another quarterback, Mortensen, Fred Mortensen from Arizona State, who they tell us is also a good prospect. We'll tell you more about him in just a second.
I want to see him.
Takes a Lytle. Penrose deflected away from Moses by Mark Washington. Mortensen, they say. Well, by the way, first of all, he has a degree in Chinese. And quarterbacks appreciates the humor of quarterbacks, so why don't you tell the story?
A free agent, right, from Arizona State. You saw him play. Got an excellent arm. has his degree, speaks fluently in Chinese, right?
Right.
He calls the play in the huddle in Chinese, and they break the huddle and they go to the line of scrimmage. And I'm sure some of the offensive linemen are saying, I don't remember, I must have slept through that meeting. I don't remember that play. But that's what happens. People will go to the line of scrimmage not realizing that they don't have that particular play.
Burke's kick was fielded by Washington, the rookie from Georgia. He gets back outside the 25 to about the 26 before Charles Jackson makes the tackle. Encouraging to see him back in there. He was shaken up a little bit earlier. Is back at center for Dallas. And we'll check out to see if they've worked out those problems that they were having earlier. Maybe Irv Cross has got some information. We'll check with him in a minute. Doug Dennison and Charles Young, the running back for the Cowboys. They are deep in that spot. Salvi. He was juggling it. That's what they say. That's the call.
Tough call. Thought he thought he had it.
Let's watch Cooper. And the exchange with White.
Exchange was pretty good then. A little bobble, though, really. A little bobble. Doesn't get a lot behind the ball. Ball comes off, kind of thumbs it a little bit. Hard to see. Take a look at this again. Officials right there on the play. He juggles it here. It's hard to tell. Another mix-up.
White collided with his running back. Jackson and Smith make sure he stays down. Irv Cross, I believe, has got some information. He just talked with John Fitzgerald about the exchange between the quarterback and the center. Let's see what he says. You got it, Irv?
Yeah, Pat, you know, Sonny, you know how important it is to get that ball from the center. Apparently what Jim Cooper was doing is that he was so concerned about that nose tackle on his head, he was snapping the ball and stepping forward. So consequently, he wasn't getting the ball all the way into Danny White's hands. So he has to stand in there and make sure that snap is good before he releases on his blocking assignment.
Did they work on it on the sideline?
They did, yes.
3rd 11 for Dallas. Shotgun formation appears. Line of scrimmage to 25. Preston Pearson, the intended receiver. He had it a minute. Hit by Billy Thompson. Jackson over there. Randy Gradishar also involved in this dispute. And Danny White will stay in this contest to punt as Preston goes out.
Boy, White was under a lot of pressure then by Smith again and Latimer, and almost threw it up again. Forced it a little bit, trying to get it to Pearson.
Deep is Randy Rich, number 40 for the Broncos. Randy White will punt from about his 12-yard line by the time he takes his 2 steps. Hangs it high. Henderson down quick. Rich takes it to the field, but a flag is down. A flag is down. Back in Denver territory. Rich almost broke it.
Does he ever? Take a look at this. Henderson forcing him to change direction, but when he changed direction, he found a lot of running room and some good blocking. Almost breaks it all the way, all for naught, because it's going to be called back maybe. Could have a little clipping. Officials discussing it there.
Bronco coaches and players really upset.
Boy, this is a costly one, isn't it?
I believe that it was charged against whoever was blocking Thomas Henderson, the first guy down.
I think the big problem right here is that time is run out in the quarter.
Offensive illegal use of the hands on the return. We'll go into the 4th quarter.
That's why all the players were hanging around midfield, standing around, because time had run out, and they're waiting to go the other end of the field.
Weston and Larry Canada, the running back. And this is Canada. He breaks a couple, gets outside the 25 to about the 26. Bruce Huther makes the tackle.
Too tall, still in there. Getting a lot of work out there. Oh, is this a conditioning? 102 degrees on the field and got to go 60 minutes? What are you doing?
He won't keep growing very much longer. Ed Jones. Canada goes down at the 37-yard line, hit by Bruce Huther. Bruce Huther's been playing well.
Might let that back go coming out of the backfield, and he made a little mistake. He finds him running wide over there. You see him, he's just an outlet pass, and he has to throw it directly over too tall. But you see, nobody's up in the flat covering this man. Has a little running room. Picks up a first down.
Penrose gives to Canada again. Again, he breaks a couple of tackles and gets 4-5. Dave Stahl made a stop. 13 minutes and a half left in this game. 14-7 Dallas. Pat Summerall with Sonny Jurgensen at Mile High Stadium in Denver. If by chance we should end in a tie, we will go into overtime.
Even in exhibition season, do we go into one overtime? Or
one period.
One period?
Right. Or somebody scores, it's over. Canada getting the work out.
I like the way he runs. Oh, good runner, isn't he? It's like he's hungry for some yards when he gets once he gets to the goal line. Good looking runner, big runner too, isn't he?
225.
225.
Wisconsin rookie.
Finds that opening. Protects the football.
Stopped by Larry Bethea.
Pretty good drive going here. Running again at Bethea and Stalls. Huther in the middle. Guy Brown in at linebacker now. Second-year man out of Houston. Gregory's in at the other defensive end.
3rd and 1. Greg Penrose, the quarterback. Canada and Lytle, the setback. It'll be Lytle. And more. He almost got away from Cliff Harris. If he had, we could have had a tie.
A well-conceived play. Excellent play. Short yardage situations. Looked like the play's designed to go up the middle. It's not. Good blocking. Paul Howard pulled and made an excellent block. Springs him outside. Almost breaks it for the touchdown.
Howard got the good block on Dennis Thurman. Just smothered him.
Good play. The play looked like it was going right up the middle of the defense, and it was actually designed to go outside, and they pick up a very crucial first down.
They're at the Dallas 40, and the crowd, the packed house comes alive. Reverse coming to Moses. Guy Brown makes a heck of a play. Guy Brown beat the block. Claudia Miner was assigned to him, and Brown beat it. Watch this.
You see again the misdirection, trying to get everybody flowing quickly. Good call. Moses coming back around. And you see right there, they defeated the block. He gets knocked down. Lytle has 38 yards and 8 carries, and Larry Canada 36 and 9 carries so far.
They would be the Denver leaders, and they would lead anybody Dallas has, too. Penrose wants a time. He took a look at the nickel and said, wait a minute. I haven't got the play I want for this. It's the Dallas 45 where Denver has the football. Craig Penrose, the quarterback. Screen pass coming. Run down by Bethea. And Thurman. Dave Preston was.
It's an interesting play. Rolling left, waggling back to one side. Back coming in this direction. Rolling back to his left side, then throwing a screen pass. Back out to the right. Dallas played good defense here. Dave Preston. Not much running room. Good play. Larry Bethea in on the tackle. It's up a 3rd and long situation.
Mark Washington is down and would appear to have a little problem with his right knee.
Penrose face. Got to go against that nickel defense again now.
Canada comes out of the Denver offensive huddle, replaced by John Keyworth.
You know, Pat, I don't know about you, but in watching these two teams, considering that they were the two teams in the Super Bowl last year, still impressed with the second exhibition game.
Got to be impressed with the physical conditioning of both squads, too. There goes Mark Washington jogging off, which is encouraging. The big full house at Mile High Stadium in Denver. First time I've ever done a game here.
Nice stadium. Great stadium to play in.
Super facility. 45-yard line, 3rd and 15. Too tall. Jones almost got him. Pass intended for Moore. He had it. Was knocked loose by Randy Hughes.
Excellent throw by Penrose under pressure. He actually has Moore open. And watch Too Tall coming in from the left side of your screen, right in his face. Just gets it away. Very accurately thrown ball. Should have had it. And gets knocked away. Randy Hughes making the bump there.
Mark Washington has a bruised right hip. Not a knee problem, as we had thought. Bucky Dilts. Put a flag down, back down the field. Dilts came up with a fine punt. Look where that ball finally went dead.
A little delay here, indicated by Bob Frederick.
Ball rolled dead at about the 1-yard line, but they'll have to do it again. Very few penalties have been called. They say this guy can run the 40 in 4.4.
Reminiscing of some other genes.
Let's see if Bill did it again. No, this one goes into the end zone. It almost stopped, but not quite. Still hoping. 10-14 left to play. Plenty of time. Randy White still the Dallas quarterback. And he is going to throw on first down. Does to Doug Dennison. Tackle by Terry Peters.
Pretty good tackle, and if he misses him, he's got a little running room up the sideline. I was hoping we'd get a look at Glenn Carano, saying he's pushing Danny White. He's very good so far in training camp.
He would be the young man from Nevada, Las Vegas. Quarterback that dressed sometimes last year and sometimes didn't, but who is an outstanding prospect. There he is.
I like his motion.
Tony Hill with some room. The reverse gets Hill still on his feet out of bounds at about the 37-yard line in front of the Denver bench. Here's another guy who's been pretty impressive today. 2 touchdown catches and a fine run right there.
He has. You know, you wonder, Pat, if looking at Denver's reverse earlier, it just reminded Tom Landry, maybe we should try our reverse and see what we get out of it. Take a look at it, work on the execution of the play. Hill makes a good run. Both teams waited to the 4th quarter to give it a try.
Don Latimer, number 72, made the tackle finally on Hill, but it's a Dallas first down at their own 36. Ball is loose and Denver has it.
Mistake by the Cowboys. Let's take a look. Where's the ball? Again, the exchange, it looks like. Danny White losing the handle on it. There you see it. Great opportunity again for the Broncos on the 35-yard line.
They have it 1st and 10 as their crowd comes alive. Norris Weiss back in at quarterback. Guy Brown has the interception. Oh, Mike Hegman, I beg your pardon. Hegman took the ricochet. Hegman has the Dallas touchdown. How it turns around.
How quickly does it turn around? Great play by Hegman. Bad choice of receivers by Norris Weiss. Forced the ball right into the flat. Had time to throw, but look at the coverage. Tried to force the ball to Bill Gay, the rookie tight end. And Hegman comes up for his stride down the sideline.
Hegman is a 3-year veteran. 225-pound linebacker. Has been a reserve. He's from Tennessee State, a school that's produced an awful lot of good players for the NFL, including one head too tall Jones. Good from Jay Sherrill. Rich is deep for Denver. The line drive spinner hits. Picked up by number 81. Steve Sinini, and down he goes.
He did.
By the way, Odoms is taking his shoulder pads off with that bruised shoulder, and he won't be back. Dave Preston and Larry Canada, the running backs for Denver, and Weiss is going right back. Larry Bethea, and Dave Stalls.
Boy, he made a good decision there, Weiss did. He made the right decision, taking the ball down. He didn't have anybody open. Almost wanted to force the throw, but he decided to run with it. There are his stats, 2 for 4, 30 yards and a touchdown. But that 66-yard one that he had to Hegman, that completion was the one that bothers him the most. That's the one he'd like to get back.
Haven Moses splits out wide to the right. Upchurch is left. Overthrown. Flag is down back in the backfield of the Broncos. Dennis Thurman was the defender.
Wait a minute. We're going to have a holding call? Is this so different than last year?
It is a holding call, yeah.
And it is a holding call. It had to be where the defensive lineman, or he was... the offensive lineman kept him from taking a side and tried to hold him.
He almost had to just grab him.
That's what you almost have to do.
Offensive holding, number 75, refused. 3rd down.
Bill Bain, the holder.
Bill Bain is the holder.
Penalty was refused. Canada comes out. Keyworth is in, along with Dave Preston. Flag is down on the other side of the field.
This is going to be that first type of call where we're going to find out if it's offensive pass interference or defensive, who made the contact in the secondary. And that's what they're talking about now. Contact was made out of the 5-yard zone.
Charlie Waters was one of the people involved. How about a look from Sky Eye?
How about Sky Eye? Give us a good bird's eye view here, and let's see what we have. This could be the call.
Here it is.
Illegal chuck on the defense. Declined.
There's the chuck right there. 41. Charlie Harris guilty of it. You see him trying to keep the tight end from going across after he has passed 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. He cannot impede his progress.
There's Canada. That is Guy Brown who got him out of bounds. Good play from Brown. 2 Broncos a little slow getting up after going downfield. One of them is Bobby Maples. The other is Claudie Miner. the huge right offensive tackle.
Pat, one of the other rule changes this year that I find interesting and have always felt that it should have been included is no double touch anymore, where you see an offensive receiver touch the ball and it goes to another one. This year they've eliminated that. It counts now. It will count. Eligible receiver. Anybody can catch it.
Fake to Canada from Reese. Reese throws. Haven Moses is whacked in the back by Mark Washington. And that one had to sting a little bit.
Does it ever sting? What a good throw again by Weiss, going back, waiting for Moses. Really stays in the pocket and throws the thing. Really makes an accurate throw because Washington really stings him just as he's catching that thing. And he's coming off the field now.
He'll be replaced by Rick Upchurch. And there's Haven Moses coming out. He really took a shot from Mark Washington. Washington replacing Benny Barnes at left cornerback. Here it is.
Oh.
Denver first down at the 30 as Weiss drops again. Trying to pick off, but everything collapsed, led by Larry Bethea.
And again, everything covered in the secondary. Good coverage by the Dallas secondary and their linebackers. Nobody to go to. Weiss pulls it down and runs. Well, he's been very accurate, made good decisions since that interception.
Bill Gregory helped him out. Larry Bethea on the defensive play. Weiss, we are told, makes things happen. One of the things he made happen was not so good. Second down to go. 16 yards they need at their own 36. Moses back in the game, goes in motion. And Weiss looks forward. Washington there. Moses prevented an interception.
He did. That shows you a veteran receiver. Very smart play on his part, knocking the ball away from Washington. Ball hung a little bit. Could have been thrown a little sooner, but good throw, accurately thrown, but good play by Moses. Look at this. Knocks the ball away. Looks like he's the defender.
They say the acquisition of Haven Moses is perhaps the best trade the Broncos have ever made. And I think I would agree. Mike Montler's acquisition, the center, was a good one. Obviously, so was Morton. Moses. This time he takes a shot in the back from Flip Harris.
Boy, another great play by Moses. Going down, getting open. They've been going to him every play. And the Broncos are on the march. You see they're in a zone defense. Washington turns him loose. And this is the thing, finding that open spot in the zone and then pays the price for catching it. A good play again by Norris Weiss, moving around in the pocket, then going to the open receiver.
First down yardage for Denver. 1st and 10. Ball at the Dallas 18. Score, Dallas 21. Denver 14, Denver 7, looking for 14. Egloff at the 11. Guy Brown, the tackler, the tight end across the middle.
A little check over by the tight end, Egloff. See it again, everything here in this drive has been play action passes, faking the draw. You see 85 coming across. A little crossing pattern going underneath the linebackers. And that's what you mentioned earlier, Pat. His tight end's going to be more involved in the pass offense this year because they can't be jammed and pushed around by the linebackers.
2nd and 3 from the 11. Out goes Larry Bethea. Greg Shum, I believe, made the tackle on Dave Preston. He had a lot of help. Larry Bethea had been injured earlier in training camp, and now he left off again. The Cowboys first down and draft charge. First down Denver on that last play. 1st and goal it is at the 7.
Landry a little concerned about Bethea, the fact that he hasn't had an awful lot of work during training camp.
Preston and Fred Willis, the running backs for Denver. Willis got tripped up by Randy White as soon as he touched the ball, and it looks like Randy White might be shaken up a little bit.
That was the play. They've had the success running the influence play. White last year may have been susceptible to that play, not this year. He hit the fullback.
One of the Dallas defensive players looked over at Ernie Stautner, the defensive coordinator and coach, and said Randy White might be shaken up a little bit. I'd like to take him out.
Ernie doesn't know anything about injuries.
Ernie said, tell him to keep going. How could he be hurt? See if they go after him again. They go that side. Preston got the touchdown. Dave Preston cuts it in the end zone.
Excellent play. Running back to the weak side against the flex. Dave Preston gets outside. Rookie from Bowling Green. Good blocking. He was hungry for the goal line. Got in. Take a look at it from ground level again. Got some good blocking. I think Dallas defense a little late reacting here. Henderson coming across the offside linebacker, the last man to make contact. Get back in. We still have a football game.
You think about that one interception, but for that, a touchdown by Hegman, we would be tied as Turner hits, but there's a flag down.
Left in the fourth quarter, trailing 21-14.
Lonnie Perrin's kickoff is handled by Washington. Here's slip, fumble. Dallas keeps it.
To retain possession, I'll tell you, that tight end, Ken Moore, hurdled about 3 guys and went over the top to try to make that tackle.
Back to the 16-yard line is where Washington met disaster. Danny White is still the Dallas quarterback. Doug Dennison, one of the running backs. And I believe Charles Young is the other. That's correct. Nobody is left that I can tell. And they're all stomping right now in the middle stand. It's back to Dennison. Dug outside the 20. Charles Jackson made the tackle, along with Larry Riley.
So they'd like Dennison to have that ball. Good, tough runner. Gets the tough yards forward.
Yep.
See the play coming in here. Golden Richards giving it to Danny White there.
6-yard pickup from Dennison makes it 2nd and 4. Dallas 21. Denver 14. Mile High Stadium in Denver. 2:45 left to play in this contest as Danny White gets it in to Doug Dennison. He cuts up for a first down and more. Lost the football. Pat Donovan got it back.
Ooh, that was the break. And look what we're seeing coming in right now. This is what Red Miller said he would do with a chance to win the football game. He's coming back in with his regulars. His starting unit's coming back into play. He said that's why you play exhibition games or any game, and that's to win. Since Red Miller's been in Denver, they're 20-4 overall.
I don't know if that's the answer, but something's working, and there is Red Miller. Landry
doesn't seem too concerned.
I've known him a long time, and he never has seemed too concerned. Joe Collier, the defensive coordinator, used to be a head coach at Buffalo, watching. It is 21-14, the Cowboys. Aladar and Affirm, those two horses have met 10 times. Affirmed has won 8. That'll be next Saturday on the Sports Spectacular at 5 Eastern Time. Dennison goes deep in the eye behind Charlie Young. Toby Hill in motion. Young breaks into the secondary, and he is close to first down yardage. Another great prospect who has been plagued by injuries, Charlie Young.
And Red Miller saying, I didn't put you back in there for this to happen.
Timeout called by the Denver defensive unit with 1 minute and 50 seconds left to play. Dallas leads by 7.
You mentioned that to me.
I mean, a hitter. I have not seen this formation before, and now it changes as Hill goes in motion. And Doug Dennison gets the football and the Dallas first down. Again, it was jarred loose, and again, the Denver defensive unit will probably take a timeout.
Yes, being inside of the 2-minute warning, you kind of figure they would, because Dallas is going to take their time after getting the first down. They can let a lot of that time run off the clock, which is exactly what they're doing. No hurry at all to get the play off.
Tony Hill shuffles out of the game. The clock's still running now. 1 minute 17-16. It'll be a 1st and 10 Cowboys from their own 48. Dennison, the running back. Flag is down. I don't believe they were set ever.
Well, they got set. I think there's a little delay, too. They let a little too much of that clock run off.
Preseason games such as this, Super Bowl repeats. Listen about game. Sometimes can become very difficult. But in this case, Bob Stinner has been one of the guys who's made it so easy for us. It's been directed by Duke Struck.
The Duker.
Responsible for Sky Eye and Sonny and Pat as well. Ray Ball, Brooks Graham, our field operations manager. Good friend Jay Fairman. Doug Dennison with the football again. Dennison struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage. Billy Thompson made the tackle. Timeout with 54 seconds left to play. As the Cowboys stroll to the line of scrimmage.
Not only a wealth of running backs, but a wealth of talent. And it's very obvious in watching them here in their second exhibition game.
Denver is out of timeouts, and so they'll protect Danny White. Dallas will just let it run out. Denver can't stop it. It will now be 3rd down, and Denver should not be able to get the football back, as the clock will not stop.
Only one more snap does it. This is something where the only thing you got and the only hope you have is, say, come on, Reuben Carter. Make that man fumble that ball.
Don't forget, our next preseason game comes in 2 weeks. We'll be at Foxborough, Massachusetts, for the match between the Patriots and the Cleveland Browns. August 27th, that is. That day will begin with the return of the NFL Today at 1:30 Eastern Time, and following the game, a special edition of the NFL Today with a preview look at the 1978 season and a new look at the new lady who will sit with Brent Musburger and Irv Cross, Miss Kennedy. I think you'll be impressed.
See Tom Landry strolling off there. He was just congratulated by Red Miller. Went over and shook his hand. Never changes, so you know that man's emotional and is pleased with the effort, as both coaches should be. Pleased with the performance of their players under very hot conditions here, 102 down on the field, and I'm sure they're just glad that we hope that there were no serious injuries and nobody sustained anything that's going to put them out for the season for any length of time, with only 2 weeks left in the preseason.
You would hope not. Let's get Sonny, if we may, a reflection and a comment from Irv Cross, who is down on the field. Irv? Do you hear me, Irv?
I sure do, Pat. You know, watching the Denver Broncos and Dallas Cowboys walk off the field here, you can't help but think how much these players respect one another. You know, it is a preseason game. It's only the second preseason game for both ball clubs, but yet and still it meant a great deal to come in here and show the #1 team in the league and the #2 team in the league, of course, who's #1. The Dallas Cowboys, of course, won today 21-14 by taking a look at some of the youngsters and rookies. The Denver Broncos did the same thing, but we saw some good, hard-hitting, clean football played down here. The intensity on the field was very high for the entire 60 minutes, and believe me, no, it wasn't Super Bowl 12. It's not Super Bowl 13. but this August day, we saw one great football game.
All right, Irv, thank you. Enjoyed hearing your comments throughout the day. And, Sonny, we made a lot and many comments, I think, during the progress of the game about the rule changes. And I think late in the game, we got a chance to see that 5-yard zone where the defensive backs and linebackers cannot hit a receiver once he gets past that 5-yard limit is going to prove to be a boon to the passing attacks throughout the league.
It's going to have an influence on the success of the passing teams, the teams that really want to put it up and move the ball in those last 2 minutes. And we saw that when Dallas had to do it and when Denver had to do it. They were successful finding the seams in the zones. They did it consistently. The linebackers couldn't jam the receivers. You look at this 21-14, but except for that 66-yard interception by Mike Heckman, we could be here still going in an overtime.
They could still be playing. Once again, the final score was Dallas 21, Denver 14. A reminder, please be with us tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Time for the U.S. Clay Courts Championships from Indianapolis. And please join us again on August the 27th when we bring you another preseason football game with the New England Patriots hosting the Cleveland Browns. The pregame show with Brent Musburger, Herb, and new addition to the team, Jane Kennedy, will start at 1:30 Eastern Time. So then, for Sonny Jurgensen and Herb Cross, this is Pat Summerall saying goodbye from Mile High Stadium in Denver, Colorado.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Firestone, makers of the new steel-belted Radio 721. Ask a friend about Firestone. The Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. And by the folks at Chevrolet and Chevrolet dealers coast to coast. The NFL on CBS is a presentation of CBS Sports.